Welcome back to the channel. In this video we will be looking at world building. The first thing that you should consider would be what kind of story that you are trying to tell and what genre you are writing in. So when I say what kind of story, I mean, are you writing, is it a political intrigue? Is it like a romance story between two lovers? Is it a more fantastical story, more mythologically based? Is it a self-contained story without necessarily a long arc? Because what kind of story you are trying to tell definitely changes the complexity of that story and therefore changes how complex the world needs to be. Basically, more complexity equals more preparation. And also the genre that you're writing in also changes this complexity too. So you might be writing about a political intrigue, but if it's a fantasy story, for example, its systems, such as magic, definitely would be more complex and would need to be explained compared to a political drama set in modern day America. So if it's going to be set in this magical world called Aeon, for example, you don't need to know all the details straight away. You just need to have a basic grasp of what is the political climate like, are there any religions in this world, who are the gods of those religions, and what are the common jobs that people do, for example. So then you know, from the protagonist's point of view in the story, how different the protagonist really is compared to normal people of that time. If you're thinking about this magical, fantastical campaign with story arcs from cities to palaces to flying kingdoms, for example, start small. You know, start with a village, start with a town, start with a single scene and start building from there. And definitely 100% focus on revealing these details about the world through your character's actions and the dialogue between the characters, and avoid too much description and exposition. Think of description and exposition as hand-feeding your readers, forcing it down their throats. You must learn this about my world, and showing your world through the characters' actions and the dialogue between the characters. Think of that as the reader experiencing it for themselves. And we can do this as writers because when a reader picks up a story, they make an intrinsic contract with the writer. They trust in you, they trust in your ability to tell a story, they trust in your ability to develop a character. They are already predispositioned into wanting to believe in your world. So always start small, reveal details in the beginning through dialogue and action. Description and exposition can work sometimes, but with everything in life, use it in moderation. A few tips for this first video on world building. Start small. If you're building a world, just think about the basic details, get them written down, such as the political systems, the gods of any religions, think about the common jobs, and what do people think about different creatures, that anything rare, what's common, what's not. And you'll start to build a more holistic image in your head of that world. And again, starting small is easier to do this because you don't have to juggle with thousands of characters in a city, or their trades, or their buildings, or the smells, etc. Start with a village, start small. Start with a shop, start with a single scene. It's a lot easier to manage. And again, through action and dialogue, you can reveal a lot in that scene about the world that it's set in. There's a really good book I recommend called Wonder Book and the Illustrative Guide to Imaginative Fiction. It has pictures, examples and interviews with writers such as George R.R. Martin, Neil Gaiman, etc. And it's a really good guide because it shows you experiences of these different writers, tips and advice on what they do, and to achieve like world building techniques. It's focused more toward fantasy, but everything in this book can apply to any world, whether it's the modern world, a romantic story, something set in the future. It doesn't matter, it's all fantasy, it's all in our head anyway.
Oh, this is too much!
You'll need it to get the bugs out of your hair.
If you liked the video, then please like it. Please, if you have any questions, if you want to know anything further, just let me know in the comments below or catch me on Twitter. Again, link in the description. My book, All Dies, has been available for the past week or so now. You can get it on Amazon worldwide. And there's a link also in the description below. If you're not sure about buying the book, it's a horror story, weird fiction, Lovecraftian, Lagothian kind of pessimistic story full of woes and a little bit of merriment, but not so much. Then you can check out the first 2 chapters for free on my website, danielfryer.com. Again, link down below. Otherwise, please subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Regular content will be every Tuesday, with some planned extra videos in the future as well. Some comedy, some reviews, some character studies. Again, I'm just trying to focus this channel towards characterization, writing, storytelling, creativity, things like that. And world building can be easy. Take it step by step and start small.